What's up, y'all? We back at it, man. I just finished watching Devil May Cry anime for 2025. Hey, yo, this anime was straight crazy. Now, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. There are some things I dislike. We'll get into that later on in the series, but for the most part, I enjoyed myself, and I would give it like, I don't know, I want to say 10 out of 10, but I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this series. I mean, everybody did such a great job, especially the rabbit, man. He was performed by Hone Lee. Yo, the rabbit was amazing, man. I like not only just the rabbit, but Mary too. Mary, aka Lady, whichever name you want to go by. Those two characters, like their backstories and what led them to become the people they are in this series was just insane. I want to say that was episode 6, which showed both of their backstories. I mean, you get glimpses here and there before you get to episode 6, but man, I like the fact that the rabbit was a human who was punished and tortured by other humans. He accidentally goes into the demon world where they befriend him on his arrival. It wasn't like he had to earn their trust. They befriended him right from the very start, and they treated him with kindness, something that he couldn't get in the human world. I thought that was crazy. And then he manages to get those demons to the human world, because living in the demon world was just so hazardous, not only for him, but for the weaker demons that were surrounding him and treating him with so much love and treating him as family. And he does all that to get them to freedom, get them to the human world, just for them to be massacred by humans. And it's just like, damn. And that sends him on his journey to become the rabbit and wanting to destroy, you know what I'm saying? Well, wanting to open up the gates of hell so that all the demons could come here and live in peace and harmony, as well as get his revenge on the organization that took his family away from him, his demon family, which is crazy. That story was crazy. And then you have it where, you know, Lady or Mary, whichever name you want to go by, you know, her father and her mother and her run into a demon coming home, you know, from the movies, and the father becomes obsessed with that. The father, you know, ends up trying to find ways to produce that power, or trying to find ways to prove that he was right and stop the demons, to the point where he turns himself into a demon and devours his own wife. And that's how she loses her family. So to her, she hates demons because demons took her life away. And you have it where, you know, the main villain Rabbit hates humans because they took his life away. I don't know. I like the how both of them are like two sides to a coin. I really like how they did that in this series, man. They really stole the show. Far as the best characters, them two stole the show. Don't get me wrong, Dante was amazing. He did the damn thing. He felt just like Dante from Devil May Cry, where he cracked jokes. Don't get me wrong, Dante cracked jokes in all the games, but he really, you know, most of the games he's kind of older. Devil May Cry 3 is really the only one where he's like a young and kind of immature. And yo, I loved it. They handled it very nice. Yo, Johnny Young did an amazing job, you know, saying as Dante. You had, I didn't even know the vice president was voiced by Kevin Conroy. Yo, shout out Conroy. Shout out to him, and R.I.P. to the GOAT. Yo, I didn't even know that, which means he must have taped this years ago. At least his lines anyway. You had, was it Robbie Damon, who actually played the voice of Virgil, and I'm glad they handled Virgil the way they did, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was a little upset when we seen Virgil at the beginning of the series. I'm like, yo, Virgil? What the hell? And then it turns out it was someone pretending to be Virgil. But then when we see him at the end of this series, man, yo, oh my gosh, Virgil, when he comes at the end of this series, this man was on a whole nother level. Like, they did the slash part. Hold on, let me see if I can find the slash. Yeah, right here where he does the, oh my God, the dimension slash. Look at this shit, yo. Hold on, man. I gotta get to it. You got it where all these guards are fighting him. He shows up and he does what he gotta do. No, hold on, I gotta add whenever I pause it pops up. I ain't got the free version, but you see him right here. He about to do the slash. He about to get it in. Look at the slash. Oh, that shit was cold. That shit was cold as hell. Hopefully I ain't let it play too long and YouTube don't try to take this down. But man, that was cold. And you have it end with him turning into his Oh man, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. But you have it where he turns into his human form towards the end of the episode. So I'm really curious because I know this is different from the game. I know this is a lot different from the actual games. Like I said, it's supposed to be a whole different story. I know you have it where the guy who's running this organization in the demon world, because towards the end of the episode, the end of the series, which is insane, they take over the demon world, or at least try to take over parts of it, and they get a facility there where they're holding demons at. And you see the guy who's running this base is the actual villain from Devil May Cry 2, which people consider to be the weakest of the Devil May Cry games. So I'm curious how this is going to play out in season 2. Are we going to have it where Virgil takes this guy out, or Dante's going to be the one who take it out? It might even be a situation where season 2 is all about Virgil and him and his journey, his quest, his quest for vengeance. That might be what season 2 is, and it might not even show Dante until the very end, similar to how this one was all about Dante and you didn't see Virgil to the very end. So I'm very curious if that's the route they're going to go with it. I mean, I'll be very excited if they do choose to do that. That'd be dope as hell. But I also want to see what's going on with Virgil. Like, is he brainwashed, or does he truly feel like he's free? Very curious about that. Another thing, man. Hey, your boy, what's his name? Enzo? Damn, man. Damn. Enzo, guys, I felt sorry for Enzo, and I felt sorry for, now, Lady had a group of, officers with her, and most of their deaths didn't really have me like, damn. Besides the couple, it was a guy and a girl. Girl was about to die. The guy jumped in front of her. He took all the shots, ended up passing away. Then she instantly gets slashed up. But for the most part, man, I liked it. Now it's time to get into the stuff I disliked about it. So there were a few parts where they chose to use CGI, mostly like the motorcycle scene for Dante, and his devil trigger at some points was CGI. Granted, they didn't use his devil trigger enough where it could be annoying, because he only transformed twice in the whole series. So I'm okay with that, but it was a little bit like, you know what I'm saying? But I know they had to budget their money, and this was a hard project to get done, so I could respect it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at it. If this is why, you know what I'm saying, if this is how you use CGI, where you just a little glimpse here and there, I could rock with it. It might have had it in even more spots, and maybe I wasn't able to catch it, but that just means they did a really good job at hiding it. Another thing, I wasn't the biggest fan of Dante's awakening in this series. Don't get me wrong, it was dope, but it's just the awakening from the game in part 3, which was a prequel, was so damn amazing, because it was him facing off against his brother, which caused him to awaken. So I did like that. I did like that game, like the awakening in the game, a little better than it was in the series. So that would be one of my gripes. And also, I know the series is called Devil May Cry, but you really didn't get them to hint. I mean, there was a moment where Dante was really sad, but there was never a moment where he shed a tear, or similar to like what we got in Devil May Cry 3. That's my favorite one out of all of them. So in Devil May Cry 3, and that's when he first meets Lady, or Mary, whichever name you want to go by. And after Dante beats his brother and keeps the gates of hell from opening, his brother gets trapped in hell, and his brother's left there, or his brother chooses to stay in hell. And you have it where Dante walks out, and Lady sees him, and he starts crying because he just lost his brother. And you have it where he tries to look in the opposite direction and says, "Man, it's raining." And then you have it where Lady says to him, I think even a devil may cry sometime. And that's when he made the name of his shop. So I would have liked to have gotten a moment where something like that was said, or something similar, to that was said. I mean, the closest thing we got in the series, there's a moment where, Lady says, what does she say to him exactly? Like, "Oh, I've been paying close attention to you," and there were moments where I seen, you get a bit emotional. That was the closest we got to it, and maybe in upcoming seasons, if we do get more seasons, we will have that moment where she actually says that to him. but for the most part, we didn't really get any hints to that. And my last gripe, which really isn't nothing to be mad over, I was mad at the ending far as with Lady and Dante's relationship. Granted, it does fit with her character, especially how she was in the game. But it just kind of made me mad that she betrayed him in the end. And I get the reason why. It makes sense. I mean, that's really how the world would be, where, you know, his blood and the ambulance and the weapons is just too dangerous to be out there, and they would do whatever it take to keep it. So they kind of put him in cold storage because she betrayed him, hit him with some type of needle that put him unconscious, and he's in prison right now, which is insane. I'm curious how he's going to react to that when he gets set free. I'm curious if he's going to hold it against her. So that was one thing I don't like, but I get it, and I would say that's probably it. But take notice, man, the stuff they did at the end of this series, the stuff they would do in real life, that they invading the demon world, attacking and shooting nukes in there, not caring about innocent people or innocent demons, that's something they would do in real life. Hands down, no doubt about it. The shit they did in the hotel where Lady tried to free the demons that she found out to be nice, just people trying to survive, and you had the vice president saying like, yo, execute them. Some shit that'll happen in real life. So yeah, there was some crazy stuff that happened in this episode, in this series, but overall, I enjoyed it from start to finish, man. I highly recommend you check it out. But let me know y'all thoughts down below, man. And I can't wait to see if we get a season 2. I will definitely let you guys know. But I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace.